Every person has two types of energy that dances through them. Well, the one holds the space and the other one is the one that moves. And if we take these two energies and we join them, if they work in union, if they are balanced and harmonized, then our lives become magnificent. And that's what I want to talk to you about in today's video. I want to explore with you the divine masculine and feminine energies that flows within us. And by the end of this video, you'll have a good understanding. It's really a basic overview because it's such a big topic and we can go so deep, but I'm really going to give you a basic overview of what these divine masculine and feminine energies are, what they do in us, and I'm going to look at some of the aspects both of the healthy energy and the wounded energy, and then finally, at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you how you can begin to embody and step into the fullness of your feminine energy. My name is Tertia, and on this channel, I show you how to use your inner power and the laws of the universe to transform your life. Now, if that's something that sounds interesting to you, then go on and subscribe and join our community. Make sure that you hit the bell so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video, and also introduce yourself to us in the comments. This is such a big topic, and there's no way that I'll be able to cover all of the aspects and really delve deep into all of the nuances in a short little video like this. So we really are going to do like a surface level skimming, really just to whet your appetite and maybe awaken within you the desire that you didn't even know that you had to add more juice and life into your world. So let's begin to explore what are these two divine energies that flow within us. And they have different names. You might have heard the term yin and yang. You might have heard Shiva and Shakti, or masculine and feminine. So Shiva, the masculine, the yang, that is consciousness. All right, that is the container, that is the one that holds the space. And yin or Shakti, Shakti is the feminine, the divine feminine, and that is life force, right? That is the life force that moves through us. So what are the different aspects? And it's important at this stage to realize that these aspects are really, it's a framework. All right, it's a framework that you can use to get to know yourself better. It's a framework that we can use to really tap into our inner being. And important note is that this has got nothing to do with your gender or the gender that you identify with or your sexual preferences or unpreferences. It has got nothing to do with that. All right, it is a dual energy that is present in everyone, regardless if you are a man or a woman, and regardless of what you like to do in the bedroom. Okay, so that's important. Now, what is the framework for the masculine? And I use the term divine masculine. What I mean by that is you really have a healthy masculine and a wounded masculine. So you have the divine masculine and you have the wounded masculine. When the divine masculine is at play, this is an energy of focus and discipline and determination. All right, it's an energy of being on point. It's an energy of goals and achieving. So that is the framework of the masculine energy. The feminine energy is softer, but it is not weak. All right, it has a strength. You can almost think of a spider web. If you look at a spider web, if you've ever walked out in the fields or in a park and you have come across a spider web, you'll know that it looks so delicate. but it is so strong. And that is really the feminine energy. The feminine energy is receptive. It's like water, it flows. If Shiva is the container that holds the space, then Shakti, the feminine energy, is the water. And in any way that this container is formed, that is how Shakti flows and follows the curves. So our Shakti is our creative energy. It's our creative expression. It's our full expression of speaking our truth and showing up unashamedly. Shakti is our intuition. It's that soft whisper of the soul. So this life force of Shakti, it's the movement, right? It's the expression, it's the emotion. Energy in motion. So if you think of Shakti, you think of dancing and moving and being. And it's not the being of sitting back, on a couch, not doing anything. It's the being of embodying this life force energy. Okay, and I know that all of this sounds kind of out there and esoteric, but really think about this simply as a framework. So we have these two kinds of energies that influences our daily actions. It influences our thoughts. It influences the way that we show up in the world. All right, and when they are wounded, they make us show up in different ways, and perhaps in ways that are harmful to ourselves and harmful to others. So let's take a look then at what are the wounded aspects of the masculine and the feminine. So the wounded aspect of the masculine is domination. It's controlling. It's perfectionism. It's about achieving the goal at whatever cost, right? It's overthinking, it's criticism, it's forceful, it's hard, it's in your face, all right? The aspect of the wounded feminine is shame and guilt and feelings of not being good enough. It's blaming, it's feeling powerless. It's feeling not worthy. All right, and can you feel that's receding, that's hiding? All right. So why is it important to know about these energies? In our society, in our culture, the masculine energy is honored, right? And the masculine energy is praised. Think about it. It's about going for your goals. It's about achieving. It's about, working and hustling and bringing home the bacon. So there's a big push into acknowledging the masculine and highlighting this masculine energy, this driving force. And for many, many years, the feminine has been neglected and the feminine has been denied. Think about how intuition is dismissed in favor of hard science, hard facts. Think about how being vulnerable in the corporate world, for example, you'll get eaten alive. Our emotions, not the emotions of women, but emotions as a norm, becomes a liability. We have to shut our emotions away. We have to take the emotion out of it. Use your mind, not your heart. It goes beyond just the way that I show up in the boardroom. It goes beyond the way that I show up in the bedroom or in front of my children or amongst my friends. It is much, much deeper than that. Because here's the thing, we suppress our feminine energy to a very large extent. And what this causes is it causes us to become numb. It causes us to become workaholics. It causes us to become brittle, right? We lose the juiciness of our existence and we become brittle, we become dry. we become just beings that exist. We don't live and we don't feel. Okay? So let's feel then into how do we begin to unsuppress and release this feminine energy that we carry inside of us. How do we begin to awaken this divine feminine? And there are different ways in which we can do this. So I'm going to share with you this is again just the high level overview of some of these practices. Now, if there's anything that I left out that you can add to the conversation, then please leave us a comment below. Please share your knowledge and your insights with us in the comments. Okay, so now on to what can I do to awaken this divine feminine energy in me. And there's really three main things that I want to look at. So the first thing is to begin to embody this divine feminine energy. Begin to embody it. This requires you to move out of your mind and into your heart. All right, we need to drop into our heart space and into our wombs. It's really about landing on the earth, about grounding yourself, about becoming present to your feelings and to your emotions. So the energy of presence belongs to Shiva, right? The masculine energy of being present, of being mindful. That's very much for Shiva. For Shakti, it's about feeling it and being present in it in a full embodied way, right? Allowing all of those feelings and those emotions and sensations to transmute through you. So some of the activities that we can do to begin to embody this divine feminine is to move our bodies. It's to dance and to allow the life force, the kundalini, to begin to move through us. That is what Shakti is about. It's about going into nature, connecting into nature, and really creating that bond, that bounded and groundedness. Okay, it's about honoring our physical needs. It's about accepting our bodies and loving ourselves the way that we are, the way that we look. It's about healing our relationship with food, healing our relationship with sex. So that's the first part. The second part of how we begin to walk this sacred feminine path is to work with our archetypes. This means working with the faces of the goddess. All right, so you might be familiar with the three overarching archetypes of maiden, mother, and crone. And going into the goddess archetypes just takes that a little bit deeper, because the different goddesses all represent the different aspects of ourselves. And when we work with the goddesses, it is a tool that allows us to embody and access and activate those different aspects of ourselves. All right, and then the final part of how we walk this awakened path is to work with sacred sexuality. I think that for many of us, our bodies aren't really a pleasure source for us. All right, others may use our bodies for pleasure. Sex might become a duty. So we have lost touch with this pleasure dome that our bodies are. The collective consciousness carries so many wounds around sex and sexuality and shame and the idea that it's sinful and that it's dirty. Okay, and it's so important that we begin to heal that we allow ourselves to have pleasure. Okay, that we open ourselves up to the pleasure that is available to us. And then another aspect which I forgot to mention earlier, but we can add this perhaps into the section about the goddesses, is to do some shadow work, right? Is to work with the dark goddesses and bring those shadows, those things that we hide from ourselves, bring that to the light so that we can heal that, integrate that, and accept ourselves completely as we are. So if you feel the calling to really begin to explore this divine feminine aspect of yourself, there really is no better time than right now to do that. If you've enjoyed this video, then please do me a favor and give it a like, share it, leave a comment. Every time that you engage with the videos and interact with them, it does something to the algorithm. So that means that my video will get shown to more people. I'll be able to reach more people there on that platform. So it really will mean a lot to me if you engage and interact with this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for showing up and having the courage and the desire to really step into becoming. I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.